from Harinam Vyakranam. Which sutra are we on?
So we have completed 301.
Hmm. Okay, so 302. पूर्वोक्त निमित्तते एव षत्वर्णत्वे. The changes to sh or na prescribed in other rules can only take place when those things previously described in sutras 108 and 111 are the nimittas. So basically, this sutra says, like even in this chapter, chapter 3, when we are doing the Ākhyātas, the dhatus. So even here, when we see a scope of changing sa into sh and na into na, basically the scope for shattvidi and nattvidi, then that will happen only if the the requirements of previous sutras are fulfilled, which are 108 and 111, like Ishvara Harimitra and Arashara Debyo. Only then the changes. Upendra Nopadeshasya Natvam. After an Upendra, the original na of an Upadesha Dhatu is reestablished. So after an Upendra, Upendra is a prefix. So after this, now the original na of an Upadesha Dhatu is reestablished. Nopadesha means a dhatu which begins with na, which begins with na. We'll see these sutras ahead, like whenever. Like Amrita says, the Nopadesha dhatus will be described in the sutra ahead, like Sarve Nadeyo Nopadesha, Nri Nriti Nardi Nandi Nakki Nathi Nadhi Nati Varcham. Someone might argue ordaining an already achieved na to become na is pointless, like grinding flour. Not so, for this rule ordains that the na which will be ordained by Dhattvadrinona should again become na when it comes after an Upendra. So basically, there is a sutra Dhattvadrinona, and then after an Upendra, by this sutra, that na will become ana. Then Hinu Meena Nipang. After the na Meena also changes to ana. For
Prabhuji,
example,
can you repeat? The
the
law will change to what?
Ani to so prabhu anip shap dhat dhaturantस्य govinda pratyay o av prabhavani, and then we apply this sutra hinu meena nipangcha. So prabhavani. No.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, we missed your voice was cracking, so we could not hear.
Now audible now?
Still, Prabhu, it is cracking in between.
Haribol.
Prabhuji, can you repeat 304?
One second, one second. Okay, okay. I think Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, now
Hare
it is
Krishna, Prabhu.
better.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So I'll resume. Mhm. One second. Can you see the screen? Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
And am I audible
Yes.
properly?
Yeah.
Mhm. So yes, you were asking something, Prabhu, Janita Prabhu, or
Yeah,
some?
I missed this 304 Sutra. And also,
Yeah, he.
I had asked in the previous Sutra that how Na becomes Ana. You said something like this, no? We missed it because the voice was cracking.
So na becomes na by Rasha Riddhebhyo Nasrana, that sutra.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically that sutra, and yeah, and after an Upendra we can apply Rasha Riddhebhyo Nasrana Sarveshwara Hayava Kavarga Pavarga Samana Vishnu Pade Ityadi na to Vishnu Padantasya. So yeah, basically that sutra we have to consider, and then we can apply simply. Then Vamadayaste Vachyutadereva Nanyasya. The ma, and so on are accepted only in relation to the Achyutadis, not to anything else. Um, the meaning of this sutra, Amrita says, is that the ma and so on, which were spoken as paranimittas in the sutras mohu and so on, are accepted only in relation to the Achyutadi suffixes, not to anything else. Thus, in avahat, the does not become a, because the word that follows is a part of dhatu, right? Like, uh, oh, we have not done this actually. We'll do this, then we'll understand. So basically, this sutra, Vamadayastet Vachutadireva Nanyasya. Earlier, we had that sutra, a Vamoho. If a was followed by either va or ma, then a became a, right? So this sutra is saying that this va or ma should belong to only Achutadi. Then only this rule will take place, not otherwise. So bhu plus tam, bhuyatam, yak, and ishasya no govinda vrishnendra kansarishu. So bhuyatam. Then you can do bhuyatam, bhuyetam, bhuyantam. All the previous sutras are applied. Like here, ata a is tathayo is applied. Advamitva a becomes bhuyetam. And like that, you can do the whole table. Now, we have declined Achyuta, we have declined Vidhi, and we have declined Vidhatri. Now, the fourth one is Bhuteshwara. So, in Bhuteshwara, we have Bhu, that's 1.1, plus Dip, right? Now, the sutra says Dhatoho Purvamat Bhuteshwara Bhuteshajiteshu. At is inserted before a Dhatu when a Bhuteshwara, Bhutesha, or Ajita Pratyay follows. So this At is an insertion So basically what will happen is we will insert this earth before the dhatu. So is indicated letter like this. So earth is there, bhu is there, dip is there, and then we also apply shap. This is Bhuteshwara. Then Dhaturantase Govindah Pratyay O Av Abhavad, and then Vishnudasasya Harikamalam Virame Abhavat. Abhavat. So we get Abhavat. So in past tense, in this Bhuteshwara, in Bhutesh and in Ajita, uh, we apply this At in the very beginning. So Abhavat, similarly Abhavatam, Abhavan, Abhavaha, Abhavatam, Abhavata, ityadi. You can do the whole table. Then Bhu plus Ta, this is Bhuteshwara Atmapada. So Dhatuhu Purvamad, Ya Krishna Dhatu ke Bhava Karmano. So we get Abhuyata. Abhuyata. Similar then Abhuyatam, Abhuyanta, ityadi. You can do the whole Atmapada table also. Okay. Then next is Bhu Dhatu in Bhutesha. So we have done 4 now. Achyut, Vidhi Vidhatri, and Bhuteshwara. Next is Bhutesha. Bhutesha Pratyaya. The Pratyayas are the same like Bhuteshwara, but the formations are different. Shall we do it? I mean, I can do it. I don't mind.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So 1.1 Sir Bhutesha, sorry, Dhatu Purvamad, Bhu, and Dip, right? So because Bhutesh will also apply At here also. Now in Bhutesha, in place of Shap, we have the sutra Sir Bhutesha. See, Dip is all Bhutesha is also Krishna Dhatuka. So the sutra is Shap Krishna Dhatuke, right? So generally, ideally, we should apply Shap here, but instead of Shap, we have other insertion here, and that is C. So C is applied after Dhatu when a Bhutesha Pratyay follows. So we apply C instead of Shap. C. Okay. Okay, one second, one second. So we apply C. Now, Ind stha pibati damodara bhubhyah ser mahaharah parapade. This sutra says after in, after shtha dhatu, after pa dhatu, after the damodaras are like a set of dhatus, and after the dhatu bhu, C undergoes mahahara. Mahahara means complete deletion if it is followed by a parapada pratyay. So what are the damodaras is mentioned in the next sutra. Dap, Daip, Dingo Vina, Dadha Damodara Sangya. Dhatus which have the form of either Da or Dha are called Damodaras except for Dap, Daip, Ding. This 309 we will understand later also when the dhatus will actually come. Now they may not make that much sense or meaning. So in short, after all these dhatus, in, stha, pa, damodaras, and bhu, we delete C when a parapada pratyaya is following. Okay, these are the dhatus, damodaras. So we delete C, and this is what we have now. Dhatu Purumat A, Bhu, and Dip. Now, after we delete C, then we can do Govinda, like Dhaturantasya Govinda Pratyay, right? But 310 prohibits it, and it says Bhuvo na Govinda Siluki, which means Bhu does not take Govinda when C undergoes Mahahara. So once we delete C, I don't know what happened. The screen on. Oh, is the screen visible now?
Yes, bro.
Yeah. So once we have deleted C by the previous rule, then we will not do Govinda for Bhu. So Bhu will remain as it is. So thus we get a Bhut. The becomes the Abhut. Abhut. Similarly, the next is Abhutam. Same thing. Abhut, Abhutam. Then now the next is 1.3 Parapada, Dhatu Puramat, Bhu, and Diptam An. Right? An. Sutra is Bhuva Bhu Bhutesha Dhokshir Sarveshware. Bhu is replaced by Bhuv when a Bhutesh or Adhokshir Pratyay beginning with the Sarveshwara follows. So if we have a Bhutesh or Adhokshir Pratyay following, which begins with a Sarveshwara, then Bhu is replaced by Bhuv. So thus we simply get a Bhuvan like this, a Bhuvan. And then the rest of the forms we can do. Nothing much. The next sutra says At Pratishedho Mamasma Yogi. Now this Ma and Masma, they are avyayas, both meaning like not, no. Like we have the word na, which means not. Similarly, Ma, Masma also means same. So if we use these verbs, these forms, along with Ma, Masma in some shloka or somewhere, then we don't apply the at part. We remove the at part. In connection with ma or masma, at cannot be applied before a dhatu. For example, ma bhavan bhoot. So this is actually abhoot 1.1, but because it is with ma, so we have deleted or removed. In Bhagavad Gita also there is a usage, second chapter. What is that? When Krishna says, "Do not klaibyam masma gamah partha." Klaibyam masma gamah partha. So masma gamaha. That gamaha is actually agamaha. But because it is with masma, so that is removed. You can check second chapter, I think second or third verse. Klaibyam masma gamaha. Krishna is saying to Arjuna. Okay, ma and masma, we remove at. Then in Atmapada, when we have bhu plus ta, so in bhuteshate bhav karmano. In bhava and karmani prayog, we apply in after dhatu when bhutesha pratyaya ta follows. So bhu, dhatu puramad, ta, and then we apply in here. Okay. Then antasya vrishnendro nrisinghe. The final varna of a dhatu takes vrishnendra when nrisingha pratyaya follows. So in is a nrisingha pratyaya. So u will take vrishnendra. So u becomes udvay se au, and au becomes av. So thus we get abhavi plus ta. And then inastohara 315 says after in ta is deleted, and then we delete ta. So thus we have abhavi. Abhavi. You can go through them, these sutras again. Uh, Abhavi. Okay. So, then you want to do more? Uh, Haribol. Anyone?
Prabhu, I think it is sufficient for today.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Abhavi. So we did till Bhutesha Atmapada 1.1. So yeah, so practice till here. Anything? Any question or any clarification?
Prabhu, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, what is being expected that we remember the sutras and the tables, or also the declensions of the sutras?
Ideally, everything.
On a long term.
Okay, in long term, see now, for the moment, everything. Sutras, then the declensions. Because then what is the point of studying sutras if you don't want to do declensions? If you just want to memorize, then that is another method. Uh, so now for the time being, everything. Sutras, declensions, and tables. But in long term, you might forget the sutras. You might even forget partially the declension, but the tables is expected like till the end. I mean, every time tables.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. And it looks hard. It may look hard, but if you do it, if you practice whatever we are doing, then it is not really hard. It's not really hard. Okay, if nothing else, then we'll stop here. We'll resume in the next class. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.